Hi, my name is Rochel Seidenfeld. I'm married to Gary Seidenfeld, who is also a former Hamiltonian. My parents are Sylvia and Rabbi Green from Hamilton. We moved to Efrat with our family about 14 years ago, from Toronto actually. We moved from Hamilton to Toronto many years ago, about 30 years ago, and from there we moved to Efrat.
And what was your motivation for making Aliyah?
We had in our minds to make Aliyah for many years, and we felt the time was right when my oldest was 14 years old, and we wanted to find an Anglo community to be more comfortable in the lifestyle and the language, and we chose Efrat because it's also close to Jerusalem.
And does this community have a big Anglo community?
It has a very large Anglo community. We have all our friends are Americans, Canadians, and I really don't speak too much Hebrew, unfortunately, in Israel. And it made the Klita much easier coming to an Anglo community.
So would you say you live a typical Israeli life?
No, I would say we probably don't. When I go somewhere and the person's only speaking Hebrew, I kind of remind myself, oh yeah, I live in Israel. Because we really don't hear that much Hebrew living here.
So tell me about life in Efrat. How is your day in Efrat different from if you still lived in Toronto?
It's probably not that much different. I take the kids where they have to go, I do the shopping, cooking, preparing for Shabbat, invitations to people that are from outside Israel, family here in Israel, taking care of my grandchild, my kids, my father-in-law. It's very similar to life there, but it's in Israel.
So how many children do you have?
I have 6 children.
And were any of them born in Israel?
No. They were all born here. No, they were all born in Hamilton, in Canada, and my youngest was born when we moved. I have 2 married children. I have 1 grandchild. My daughter is expecting her first baby any day. And my son and my daughter-in-law live 2 minutes away, like in Efrat. And my daughter and her husband actually live downstairs in our home, in an apartment. And so does my father-in-law, who's from Hamilton, Saul Seidenfeld. He's been living with us for 11 years, and he also lives here. So it's going to be Bezrat Hashem 4-generation home.
And can you speak about the challenges and the joys of living in Israel?
It's really a joy living in Israel. You feel so Jewish. Your year is really centered around the different holidays that are coming up, that you're having, that just finished. Being with Jews all the time is great. It's also nice being in a mixed. Efrat is mainly religious, but living in Israel, you're really exposed to all different types of Jews from all different countries in the world. And it's just a wonderful lifestyle for a Jewish person. And of course, there's always the challenges. There's the danger. You don't feel it so much like you did before. I think mainly the positives.
Did your children serve in the army?
Yes.
Can you talk about that, sending children to the army, what that feels
It's very
like?
hard. It's very hard. Sleepless nights, you worry about them. Thank God none of my sons served in the army when there was a war. That would be much more difficult. But even when they serve and they have their times in the army, it's difficult, the training's difficult, and you worry. And you just hope and pray there won't be a war and you won't be in that situation.
Do your children feel as if they're Israeli?
Yes, they definitely feel Israeli. They're quite Anglo. We speak English in the house, and their friends are mainly Anglo. But they are part of the whole Israeli lifestyle. Go to Hebrew University. They speak Hebrew in the army. They went to Hebrew day schools. So they're very comfortable in both worlds.
And was there anything about growing up in Hamilton that the seeds of your Aliyah kind of had to do with being the fact that you were born and raised in Hamilton?
I'm sure. A lot of my friends from the day school, the Hamilton Hebrew Academy, became religious, and a lot of them did move to Israel, and it's so nice seeing them when I'm here at different simchas, different weddings, bar mitzvahs, bumping into them in different places. And it's all from Hamilton. I think we grew up with that feeling that, you know, Jewish people should be living in Israel.
Your parents come here often?
Yes, they come and visit us a few times a year, and we go there. So we get to see them a lot, which is great.
Is there anything else that I didn't ask you that you'd like to say about your life here? That's something
It's great. Everybody should come. It's a great way to live. It's great being in Israel.